Today is a very special day, and I'm happy for Brooklyn Public Network. Today, on our debut show, meet the man who is my consultant and a good friend, and the guy will be reporting right after this show. It's Art Kurtz, one-on-one, and the debut of Road Trip begins. Hi there, ho there, welcome. I'm Rondon, and this is the premiere of Road Trip. And I'm very happy to have you here for the next first 4 episodes and maybe more. Each and every week on Road Trip, we're going to show you some pop culture, a lot of fun. We go behind the scenes of some of the shows, which you're going to be meeting in just a few seconds, plus some great cultural places that you won't get to see anywhere, including some events, some charitable fun, and of course, a lot of fun each and every week. Now, we're going to do some shows here in New York City, plus we're also going to throw in some shows from Toronto. That time, with my other co-host is Rachel Wynot, and you're going to meet her. She's a very terrific young lady, and she's a lot funkier. Wait to see her. But as far as today is concerned, it's a very privilege and honor to be your host each and every week, and of course to my co-executive producer, Lauren Seiler. This is going to be a terrific run, so stay tuned for that each and every week. And if you want to join in the discussion for Road Trip, you can go to this Facebook page and look for the page that says Road Trip on Facebook and tell us how you like the show. And also, I'm also going to be on Twitter soon under the Twitter name Road Trip. And of course, here's more important. If you want to be guests on upcoming shows, like for example, if there's an event going on to whatever place you want to go to, or on some special occasions that there is a, for example, 4th of July event, or a charitable event just like the 5K walk, run, and all the other things, or you want to be a guest on our upcoming show, you can send us to this email to the ronrondonshow@gmail.com. That's the ronrondonshow@gmail.com. Or again, you can go to Facebook and look up for Road Trip, or on Twitter under Road Trip. Now, my guest today to start off our very first show is, you know, for after over 250 plus shows. He is one of the creators and the host of Game Show Block Party that was held here in Brooklyn. We did shows here at Kingsville Community College. We did shows over at the fantastic QPTV, and even at one of the favorite daycasts known about it. That is one of my favorites in Brooklyn near, you know, Strickland Avenue. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So he is going to be fantastic, and wait till you meet him. His name is Art Kurtz, and we're going to do that after the break. Welcome back to Road Trip. I'm Rondon. Our guest is Art Kurtz of the Game Show Block Party, which will follow immediately after this show here on Brooklyn Public Network. Watch. That's what we're all saying. Speaking of Game Show Block Party, let's talk about this. 250 shows, and it was so much fun. Of all the great episodes you have done so far, what is your top 5 favorite episodes?
Well, you know, it's hard to say. I love everything I do at Mill Basin Day Camp because we have that great studio there. So I like doing Game Show Party because it gives a lot of different kids a chance to play a lot of different games. Game Show Party, which is a segment, it's one of the formats. Well, one thing about the Game Show Block Party, it's an anthology series.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a different kind of format every week. It's not always the same. Those formats can be from the Mill Basin Day Camp Game Show Studio.
Yep.
Those formats can be from Kingsville Community College, where we do homecoming.
Okay.
Those formats can be from QPTV, which Phil has in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere we set up a game show, we can do a format, but I would say about 90% that what we air comes from the Mill Basin Day Camp Game Show Studio. So I love the ones we do there. And one of the game formats we do on the Game Show Block Party is called Game Show Party, which is basically any game show you want it to be. We have a money machine that the kids go in and catch money. They don't win cash. It's always exchangeable for prizes, but we have some cool stuff that they can win.
Yes. Now, from past episodes, you said you wanted to trade in like a bag for it for 5 pieces of candy.
Right, but now we do mill bucks.
That's perfect.
And they can save them up for really good stuff. We still give candy out, but there's other prizes that they could save up their mill bucks for, right up until flat screen TV, which we're giving away. So
oh my God!
Gift cards, they can win gift cards. So you know, people, including myself, you don't go on a game show for money. I didn't go on Millionaire when I was on that one for money.
That was the next. Nice. That's the next question I was going to ask you. Now you've been on Millionaire, and Meredith Vieira, is our host.
Yeah.
And we love her so much. I know these are her also. But you are a contestant, and you came up with some difficult questions.
I did.
And mostly you ended, but you smartly left with $4,000.
I felt I wanted to leave a winner, and I felt I left a winner because I didn't lose money. But you know, I didn't go there for the money. I went there for the experience.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the kids who do get picked are not really there to win the top prize. And if they do, it's all the better. But we want them to have fun. So we play for the mill bucks, and it's just like Coney Island. You could save up for a big prize, and they're good next year too.
Exactly.
They keep coming back.
Yes, that's what. The more you win, and the we have a book. We got a book who keeps up with the totals anyway.
Yeah, well, they get the mill bucks, and don't lose them. If they lose them, it's like cash.
Absolutely, that's what the fun comes. Now you also done besides with here.
So I do like the game show. I do like the game show party. I like Winning Streak.
Las Vegas Winning Streak is so much fun.
It looks like a game that somebody else had on TV, but we tweaked ours to be a little different.
Yeah. And then you got Pass It On, another fun game.
Pass It On. We do, and we came up with some new games. So we come up with new concepts all the time. So we have a fun place. We switch up the games at the day camp every week. You know, so the kids get a different kind of experience playing a different game show. So that's you know, the ones I like. You know, that game show studio is a soft spot. But you know, we started doing a game over at QPTV, and when you have to envision what kind of game can you do in a studio which just has your backdrop curtain. To me, when I grew up with game shows, and when you grew up with game shows, it always had the flashy lights and the plastic sets. We don't have that at QPTV.
Yeah.
So what could you do? And we came up with House Party.
Yeah.
Notice a lot of our games have the word party in it.
And by the way, and I was on the House Party, and we had a...
I don't know if that aired yet, so don't say anything.
We're not going to say it's going to air, but we had so much fun.
It was fun.
It was great.
It was just fun, and you know, it was just kind of like a parlor game.
And it's always a lot of fun. We got two teams, and we have another host who also come up with some game show. And of course, you can give a lot of credit to Matt Giolito, who also does the set designing.
Yes, he set that one up.
Yeah, for that episode, and also...
Well, he's a professional in the industry.
It's Now, and of course, we had some announcers, of course. Matt Farrell, who's usually been with you for quite some time.
Yes.
And Matt's a lot of fun, you know, he's just good at Canada. I think we just salute Canada for myself, anyway.
Oh, you're going to use his line, you'll have to pay him a royalty.
That's what we're also... And now Cameron, the new announcer.
Yes, we, you know, Mike retired because he is going to become a professional chef.
Really?
You know, so he is now interning in restaurants and doing food prep. Hey, that could be a show that you might want to do a trip down there.
Yeah, we can do that. And you know, one of my guys, Lawrence Silas, he's also going to be doing food chef because he's right now doing CIA, which is Culinary Institute of America.
Very good.
So I'll start give a big...
And his wife too?
Yes, indeed, Arlene. She's great. Who's usually a student here at King's Road.
Okay.
That's great.
So what you're going to see is our newest announcer in some of the episodes, you know, because we do sometimes air shows that are new, but they're not aired in any particular order, even though we saluted Mike's retirement last year.
Yeah.
There's still new shows that he announced for that are still airing. because we don't really play them in any order. So you could have been on a game show 2 years ago, and we didn't get to processing it yet.
Yeah.
We try to keep them fresh, especially the dated ones. You know, if I'm saying, hey, happy 2015, we want that to air.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes we have a show that wasn't generally dated, and if it doesn't have anything in it that would say, that was taped a couple of years ago, we may use it. So you still might hear Mike's voice. But we have Cameron Kemmy, and he's our new announcer. He's really good.
And we give a big shout out to him because he is one great announcer. As far before for a few episodes, he did a great job already.
Yes.
Except for the one thing that still cracks me up on one episode back on our close to our celebrity show, that Manischewitz thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he mispronounced some of our products.
Yeah.
One thing we do is we like to do some theme episodes.
Yeah.
And I think that was our Hanukkah Christmas show.
Yeah.
And so we had different products representing the season. We had some Manischewitz potato pancakes for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Or at least there was an item that the kids were pricing in one of our pricing games that we did.
That was fun anyway. And of course, you got some terrific counselors, and one of them is Allison, who's been an outstanding player, and she's one of our best players.
Yes.
And she's been on every show, most of the shows.
Well, she's not on every show. In fact, she no longer works at the camp. She's now a teacher. But she's done many shows, and like I said, there may be shows that she appeared in that we did not edit yet. So they're new.
Yeah, but keep watching anyway.
Because, I won't go back further than 2 years. We try to keep our production fresh. But there could be shows that we have unedited from 2012. Because we tape hundreds of shows every summer over at Mill Basin Day Camp, and we don't use all of them.
Absolutely.
We want to put the ones that are the best. Kids will get their prizes whether we use them or not. And that's what we differ from a game show, because on a real game show, if they know they're not using the episode, they don't have to pay you.
That's right, absolutely.
We give them their prizes, their millbucks, but we don't get to use every episode that we tape. We put the best. We are on a minimum of 36 weeks a year, with 16 weeks of reruns. Because every quarter on public access, you do, as you know, you do 9 new shows, and 4 reruns. Sometimes we try to exceed that. We'll do 10 shows.
Exactly.
But there were always some reruns in there.
Exactly.
So, we're doing maybe I'll say a maximum of 40 shows a year. So not everything we tape in a year gets on that year. Sometimes, though, it does come on later, and you'll still see Allison possibly, her brother Harrison.
Well,
who's also a very fine player.
Absolutely. We're going to say a lot more about that in a moment. We're going to take a quick break, but next, we're going to talk about that platform we're talking about is the deaf penalty, and we're going to talk more about that as we continue on Road Trip on the other side of this break.
There are many arguments against the death penalty. It's not a deterrent against the crimes that it punishes. Society who use the death penalty don't have lower crime rates than those that do. When a country abolishes the death penalty, they are not plunged into criminal chaos. But even if the death penalty did reduce crime rates, would it then be acceptable?
Road Trip. I'm Ron Rondon. We again have you with us for our debut show, and we're happy to have our co-host for today's debut show, and that's our Kurtz, the host of the Game Show Block Party, which will be following right after this show, so stay with us. Death penalty, which we've been talking about a number of things. We have so many issues. New York, it's been like denied the death penalty. Everybody was thinking about when is it going to come back, when it's going to be happening. Already throughout the states, there's a number of states from Texas to Louisiana, they have done capital punishment. And also in Massachusetts, when this happened during the bombing. New York haven't got it. So you came up with the opposing of getting the death penalty back.
Well, I want to tell you something very interesting. That happened about a week after I was in my office talking to a student, and we were talking about the death penalty, and I said, you know, I think I'm for capital punishment. And we were talking, and then somehow, inadvertently, I was researching, and I got into researching, were people ever, because my problem with the death penalty always was this: if a person really committed a very serious crime, violent and all that stuff, I really don't know if I have, you know, compassion for them. But what if someone didn't commit the crime? Could it be possible? I was always concerned to get an innocent person. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would say, wow, we can have safety and control. You can't. Mm-hmm. If you do research, because that's what I did, mm-hmm. and you see how many cases out there are of people who are wrongfully convicted of a crime they didn't commit, right, you would be really, really surprised. And if you see these cases, sometimes the evidence was so shabby, and mm-hmm. there was misconduct on the part of police and on the part of the prosecution. They get a public defender who, and some are good, but some of them are just not interested in their job. They're just collecting a paycheck. Mm-hmm. They have to do what they're told to do, and you got a poor person who is convicted of a crime they didn't commit. Now what if you got the death penalty? And later on, you find out that the person didn't commit the crime.
And there's a number of cases that were misleading to death penalty. It's been like, just kill that person anyway. This is not the right way they do it.
Right, and so what I did was I did my research, and within a week, my views transformed. After realizing, there's a organization called Witness to Innocence. You really should, you know, check them out. They're made of members of people, and it's over like 145 people now who were on death row and were going to be, could have very likely have been executed, mm-hmm. and through luck or having people that took their case were found innocent, and many of them proven innocent with uses of things like DNA, mm-hmm. that they couldn't have committed the crime. And some of these people mm-hmm. served many years wrongfully in prison, and it's just a really bad thing. It totally turned me around. I have friends that this happened to, people who are friends, and these are people, I think they're awesome because they're able to have such a bright outlook. It just inspired me. And so my views on the death penalty transformed in 1 week. And I had to ask myself, gee, but how about someone who really committed a terrible, terrible crime?
Exactly.
You know, honestly, I don't feel for that person if it's in fact that they did it, and they even say they did it. It's known. But I can live with them having life in prison without parole if it saves an innocent person who didn't commit a crime. Yeah. So this really turned me around in 1 week. I kind of realized through some research online the whole problem with not only the death penalty, which, you know, once you executed someone and then you find they're innocent, yep. how do you bring them back?
That's the question. It just says there's always...
You can't bring them back.
Not one person will bring back.
Once you're executed, you can't be brought back.
And then you're
So what do they do? They start. And I want to tell you, not in the modern era, but now it's come out that they pardon people who were executed in the 1800s. Oh, I'm sorry. That's, to me, that's not enough.
Well, we have
Why have something? Why have something? That's like keeping a live grenade in your house. I don't want a live grenade in my house.
No way.
So that's like, why have something where you have a chance that you could kill an innocent person?
Exactly.
And these are innocent people that have been exonerated. They formed this organization. They're really great people.
Yeah.
That they are able to have the outlook and move forward the way they do.
Exactly.
Now, I want to say, you get one person at a time, because that's why it made me against the death penalty. It's not that I'm saying, and it doesn't reduce crime. It's a fact. It doesn't reduce crime.
Exactly.
My PSA that we use on the game show Block Party, which I'm proud. I like the idea we do an entertainment show without any social value.
Right.
But what I like about doing in the game show Block Party is putting on views that we believe in.
Right.
And I was very moved by what I researched and by the people at Witness to Innocence, a wonderful group, that it's something that I wanted to do my share to help them get the word out. Think about it. I'm not out to push anybody one word. Just think about it. Is it really worth killing one innocent person? We have over 145, it might be over 150 by now, who are on death row. We're not just talking about put in jail. Bad enough. And there are thousands who served time in jail and later found innocent. But we're talking about on death row. They could have been executed. And later, they're found innocent, and it's something you really have to think out. Do you really think it's worth it that you killed an innocent person? We shouldn't be doing that.
That's true.
So that's why.
That's why when Jeremy Irons in the commercial, they were talking about a number of people that's been happening for wrongful things, and that's why.
Look at the stories. Go to the website. Look at the stories. It's very moving. It really is.
And you can see the commercial on the screen.
And I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
These people are awesome that they're able to move on and carry on with their lives. I would have so much anger in me, but they don't.
Exactly.
So they're
deal.
really good people in that organization.
So here's the deal.
You should check them out.
Well, we're going to put a link on our website, on Facebook, and on Twitter, and of course on the Rondon Show at gmail.com. We'll put a link on the website, and you can see the commercial, the public service commercial from Jeremy Irons, and you can see a lot more about it.
It's really, that's why we do a show that's really what they call fluff in the industry. It's just a game show. But I do like to put meaningful PSAs as our break. Commercial break.
That's what and that's what we're about to do right now.
We're taking a meaningful commercial break.
That's right, because we'll be back with more with our Kurtz.
I started out when I was very small, and they're still helping now that I am tall. I learned the way to get along, about fair play. They helped me learn to face the world today. I'm really glad they made the Children's Aid Society. I'm really glad they made the Children's Aid.
A road trip. And unfortunately, we are just out of time for today.
Oh, that happened.
And this is why there's so much we talked about, game show, block party, everything else.
Yeah.
But don't worry, folks. Part 2 is next week. We're going to go behind the scenes of that game show, block party. The one we did at the homecoming. And then we'll talk about the death penalty. And this is going to be a very good thing about a lot to talk about. So, are you here next week for that?
Oh, yes. And I'll always be here. What do I want to, emphasize to the viewers is do your research with that. Any of the issues. Don't just listen to somebody, but check it out. Check out the research. Like I said, I started out before actually going online and checking out organizations like Witness to Innocence. I started out having one view, and within a week of really seeing what's out there and the problem with the death penalty totally changed my view. Totally did a 360 to become, all around, where now I'm really against the death penalty, and I can give you the reasons why. And it's not, you know, I'm not a fan of crime and criminals. It's think about the innocent people.
Exactly.
That's all I have to do, and I'm like, for me, that's why I say it's a bad thing. The death penalty is a bad thing. But, you know, I did my research. I didn't just do a knee-jerk reaction. It's very easy to say when you see a terrible crime, wow, hang him. That's easy.
Absolutely.
But
research.
You do your research.
Exactly.
And, you know, when you do your research, and I think that, you know, even though the PSA is really the commercial, I want to get people to think.
And by the way, we'll put the link on our website, and don't forget on Facebook, on Twitter, and on the Ron Ronnie Show at gmail.com. And you can watch the commercial for that too. We'll see you next week for part 2 with Art Kurtz, and we'll hope you stick around right about now, because Art returns with an all-new episode of Game Show Block Party right here on Brooklyn Public Network. So we hope you join us again for part 2 next week. Art and I will be here, and I hope you'll be here too.
With Phil.
And Phil.
And Phil.
And his family too. Don't forget that.
That's
I
right.
can't wait to see
That's
that.
a Game Show family.
You're not going to miss it. I'm Ron Ryan with Art Kurtz. We'll see you next week. Art is up next, and until then, bye-bye and bye.
Road Trip is a Rondon video production. Stay tuned for the Game Show Block Party next on Most of These BCATs.
Because of camp, I got a personality. Now I'm...
Because of camp, I turned out just fine.